Hey folks, Will18 here, and we're back with some more Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, and apparently have no game sounds. Oh, okay, there's just no music right now. And man, so I checked the sound out, and I wasn't entirely keen actually with how it came out, but this new mic is just weird. Maybe we'll adjust it as we go on. Looks like I'm actually at the northern edge of the map. I can't move my mouse any higher, but I can go lower. So that's good to know. That actually limits our exploration a tiny bit, that we're so close to the poles. Hopefully it's not too cold outside. So we've crash landed, we've set up our new base, and we're having a look at the surrounding countryside. This planet is not very hospitable to human life. The air is rich in various compounds that make it toxic for humans, although the high nitrogen content is actually really good for earth plants, so we can presumably, with a little bit of the right research, plant some trees, perhaps, and grow crops, so that's a good sign. However, there's another problem with regards to plant life. A lot of the area, like down here, is covered by a red fungus, which is very unpleasant to walk around through, but hopefully it's not going to cause us too much problem. We've got our city. We currently have one scout patrol unit. We also have a colony pod, so we've got some people that have set up inside of a rover, and they're going to be looking for a second base to colonize, as well as our initial base. Let's take a moment and look inside of our base, see what kind of buildings we have. We have our headquarters and our network node. We're currently building another scout patrol. What else could we be building right now? Nothing really. Just the colony pod or the scout patrol. I think the idea of building another scout is a good idea. We'll see what the lay of the land is. You'll notice that the land actually has elevation. It's a little hard to see perhaps on YouTube, but indeed there's a peak here, a little bit of a valley in between, and water. And the terrain in this game, I've got to say, to break character for a moment, is actually pretty amazing, and I'd love to see that brought back into a new Civ game. So staring just outside of our colony base, looks like there are 3 areas of debris from Unity, and so we're definitely going to make it a priority to explore that as soon as possible, because you never know what those they might contain. How do I do it? I think I left click. Yeah, it's inverted from normal Civ games.
Mineral resources.
We have recovered a survey pod from the Unity. It has located abundant mineral resources. Oh, that's going to be very, very helpful, because actually the area around our university base is really kind of cruddy. I'm going to take a moment and check our research priorities here. The headquarters, set research priorities. And yeah, we don't actually get a tech tree here, because we have the default game settings, which is to have blind research. We don't use a tech tree, we just set priorities. And I'm going to set build and discover as my 2 priorities. In fact, I should almost load up the tech tree in another window just so I could check some things. But I think this is going to be a good start. Discover just advances of pure knowledge, which always sounds good to me. Build wealth and infrastructure, get us started a little bit. I think that'll be a good idea. The explorer branch is also good, but I'm not going to prioritize it quite as much right now. Infrastructure should help our production, and that seems like a good idea early on. Now, my colony pod, I think I'm going to send it out a little bit, but I'm going to have to be very cautious with it. I don't want to lose it, but I would like to get a little bit of scouting a little bit faster, so I'm going to risk sending it off on its own.
Turn complete.
But I'm going to avoid the colony pods just in case. Oh, yeah, the research block, well, we've already set it, so that's okay. Thanks, though. And we're going to go check out this other Unity pod. It is in some fungus, but that'll be fine. Oh, but our unit actually doesn't have enough movement to enter this tile in one move, so it's going to have to sit here for a bit, and probably next turn it'll make it into the fungus. But something to keep in mind. Move the colony pod over here.
Turn complete. Production complete.
Again, I'm going to avoid this Unity pod. Well, what the hell, let's go for it. It'll be fine. It's not in fungus or anything.
Nutrient resources.
We've covered a survey pod for Unity, located abundant nutrient resources. That's very good. So we've got some here. We've got the minerals. So the tile it's working right now is giving us 1 nutrient, 1 mineral. If we worked here, we could have 3 minerals. Here, we could have 3 nutrients. Actually, I think growing the city is going to be more important. We don't need to rush out the scout patrol. I would much rather have the city grow a little bit quicker, so it'll grow in 7 turns instead of 18 turns, and that seems like a huge, huge advantage. So our Scout Patrol finishes. We do have another setup to go, but I think I'm going to start work on the colony pod. Actually, if I do that, then it won't grow the city. Will it? Or maybe it will. I'm actually not sure about the mechanic in this game. It looks like the city's still going to grow, so I guess that's going to be okay. Oh, I think it reduces your population by 1 when you create the colony pods. So that'll be okay. We'll grow with plenty of time before that happens. I'm going to send this scout over to the west, I suppose. This way.
Turn complete.
Oh, another colony pod, unity pod.
Indigenous life forms.
Okay! And this I was a little concerned about. The pod was infested with native life forms. We've discovered mind worms for the first time. So, Planet, which is the name of the planet we're on, very creative, has not only this fungus, but these mind worms, these huge boils, these big piles of worms just crawling on top of one another. But they inflict like a sense of panic and fear psychically. So people exposed to them tend to just keel over in terror, and the mind worms just come over and eat them. But a few hardened soldiers are occasionally able to keep their cool long enough to work the flamethrowers and defend themselves from the mind worm, who are physically no threat at all. So we're going to see how that fight works out. And
Turn complete.
Ah! So that wasn't a unity pod at all. It's there's a monolith that we've uncovered. And monoliths are very cool because they upgrade your units to the next experience point level, which helps them in combat and greatly helps them in psi combat against mind worms. Also, monoliths heal your units whenever you enter that tile. So you can heal your unit by entering the tile. Blah blah blah. Alright. Next turn. The mind worms are attacking our scouts, but our scouts are able to hold together long enough. They've even gotten a promotion to discipline status.
Planet's atmosphere, though a gasping death to humans and most animals, is paradise for earth plants. The high nitrate content of the soil and the rich yellow sunlight bring an abundant harvest wherever adjustments can be made for the unusual soil conditions. Lady Deidre Sky, A Comparative Biology of Planet.
So, we've gotten our first technology, the Centauri Ecology. And I love these quotes so much. So it gives us quite a few things. It unlocks the weather paradigm, which is a secret project, basically a world wonder. Only one person can build it. This would make our workers 50% faster. This also unlocks the ability to build formers, which are your workers that terraform the planet, and increases nutrient production in fungus squares. We're actually able to start harvesting fungus for nutrients, so that's not bad. Also unlocks a lot of other technologies. Most importantly, yeah, so I guess we could look at the tech tree this way, somewhat indirectly. So that's Discover 1. So we need Discover, is what we want to focus, because I would really like to get Secrets of the Human Brain. And this has enabled new units. So yeah, we're going to take a look at the workshop and see what units they propose. And the big thing about this game is you're actually able to design your units. You can choose the chassis, the equipment, which includes weapons, lasers, hand weapons. You can choose their armor, their power plant, special abilities they might have. In this case, why did you stop spinning? I guess that's okay. In this case, instead of a weapon, they've got a terraform unit. And I'm going to turn this off, and we're just going to try to focus on Discover. Just because I'm focusing on Discover doesn't mean the others won't come. It just makes this one more likely. And this is our achievement screen, basically. University scientists discover Centauri ecology. Mankind's first research breakthrough on planet. We were the first of the factions to actually research a technology. You'll get the screen regardless when you get your first tech, but it'll let you know if someone beat you to actually getting it. But this commemorates all your achievements, and right now that's the only one we've got, but there's room for many, many, many more. Alright, so our Scout Patrol needs to heal up, which he'll do very, very slowly out here. In fact, now there's lacking a shortcut to just wait until healed, but you can tell him to hold 10 turns, and we'll get back to him at that point. So I'm going to keep venturing around.
Turn complete.
Another Unity pod, which we'll try to get into. He didn't actually wait 10 turns, I'm confused.
Turn complete.
Oh, maybe that's as much as he'll heal. Maybe it waits
Turn
10 turns
complete.
or until fully healed. Alright, I think we're going to settle right over here. That's, I think, oh yeah, he's damaged 20%. I think that's as good as it gets outside of a city. Alright, we'll go
Turn
fully
complete.
healed. We may be on an island. I'm a little worried. I don't know how far this goes south. But I think settling right here on the coast is a good idea. It's got, it's got sea fungus in there, which is not great right now. But it does have some nutrients, so that's good. Sure, we'll settle here. It's fine. This city is going to be called, or this base is going to be called Baikonur. Baikonur. Really? Alright, fine. There we go, we founded our first base since Planetfall. But Chairman Yang of the Hive founded the first base 2 years ago, in fact. It's been 10 years since we've landed on this godforsaken planet. We're doing what we can. I'm going to change my production here from the Scout Patrol to the Formers. Now, luckily, our colonists, as they travel around in their colony pod, they did bring resources with them to quickly assemble something, so our Formers are actually halfway done already. It's only going to take 5 turns to complete them. And that's going to be very important. Oh no, this pod triggered a xenofungal bloom,
Turn
which is
complete.
very unpleasant. It means we've got more fungus all over, and it's also created a fungal tower, which I believe can bombard places with
If our
fungus.
society seems more nihilistic than that of previous eras, perhaps this is simply a sign of our maturity as a sentient species. As our collective consciousness expands beyond a crucial point, we are at last ready to accept life's fundamental truth, that life's only purpose is life itself. Chairman Shen Jiyang, looking God in the eye.
So Planetary Networks has unlocked Hologram Theater, which basically makes people happier. The Virtual World, which turns all network nodes to count in as a hologram theater. This is actually a very good wonder for us if we can pull it off, or secret project rather, because all of our cities get network nodes for free since we're the university. So it's actually really, really, really nice. We'll consider that. It also unlocks probe teams, which are your spy units. And our first social policy, which we'll see in a bit. And it unlocks a few other technologies. But Planetary Networks is discovered too. It's not ideal. We really want a different one, don't we? Oh well, it's fine. It'll just happen. We'll get our technologies over time. So yes, we'll see your new units. Yes, probe team, very nice. We have no use for spies right now. And our psych chaplain is asking us if we want to make a social engineering choice, because we've unlocked planned. Yeah, so let's take a look at what this is. So this screen will seem kind of familiar to people who have played some of these Civilization games in the past. Specifically, Civ 4 and Civ 5 have things sort of based on this. Civ 4 especially, but Alpha Centauri was quite innovative at the time. This is the first Civ type game that you didn't just pick a single government choice. You didn't switch from despotism into democracy. Instead, you have multiple sections that you can sort of fine-tune: politics, economics, values, and future society. So in economics, right now we're simple, but we can change to a planned economic model, which increases our growth rate, increases our industrial output, but gives us a efficiency penalty because of all the bureaucracy, I suppose. And you can click on it and you can see the effect of this. An efficiency penalty means we produce less energy everywhere. And energy is two things. Energy in this game is currency, but it's also your research rate. So this will impact our research, which is very, very unfortunate. On the other hand, it does give you a growth bonus. Your cities grow bigger, and that's nice. And also industry means this would give us 10% reduction in costs for everything. So we'd be producing things quicker, and our cities would grow better, and that's quite nice. I think I'm going to leave it simple for now, just to keep the research up a little bit for now, and then maybe when we get a few more policies or a few more cities, then we'll make the flip over and have them grow a little faster and build a little faster. I'm going to keep it on Discovery for now. So I wonder if I can take this fungal tower. My odds are 4 to 3. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Odds are in our favor, very, very slightly, but they're there. And I think... Oof, we're going to do it.
Complete.
We're very, very hurt, however. And we got we got 70 energy worth of planet pearls out of the husks of the corpse. So that worked out okay, actually. Oh, I don't want another colony pod, actually. I want you to build a former. Yeah, I'm going to lose 50% of my production. But I think... damn it, I should have done this sooner. Alright, keep working the colony pod. We'll have to... Actually, I'm just going to queue, so I don't forget. But queue some formers, and then a couple more scout patrols afterwards, probably. Okay, you, heal up. You, it's going to be risky. We're going to risk walking through the fungus to get you to the monolith as quickly as possible.
Turn complete.
He might trigger some more mind worms, but we're going to cross our fingers and hope he doesn't.
Turn
Over this
complete.
way.
We hold
Ah,
life to be sacred, but we also know the foundation of life consists of a stream of codes, not so different from the successive frames of a watchbit. Why then cannot we cut one code short here and start another there? Is life so fragile that it can withstand no tempering? Does the sacred brook no improvement? Chairman Shen Jiyang, Dynamics of Mind.
If you haven't figured out, Chairman Yang is one of the leaders of one of the other factions. So a lot of these quotes will come from the faction leaders themselves. So this unlocks 2 more buildings, recycling tanks, which gives you basically one of every resource, nutrients, minerals, and energy in your city square, your base square itself. Very, very, very good building. You want one of these everywhere. We're going to talk about what they recycle a little bit later, but keep in mind that these are biogenetics that we're recycling. We've also unlocked the Human Genome Project, which gives you an extra talent at every base. A talent is a happy person, basically. They get better production, I believe. Actually, I suppose it's not that. It helps unlock, like, golden ages, or... I don't remember the terms in this game. We'll get to it when we get to it. And yeah, I believe we now have everything unlocked. Oh no, we need social psych. Oh, it's build 1. What are we researching?
Turn complete.
It's not R? What is it? What's the key for research? Shift R. So we need to keep working on build. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's nothing else to do.
Production complete.
Good, you're fully healed, so head over this way. Our first former is done, and we are going to change the production to a recycling tank here. And actually, I suppose what we'll do is we will insert a recycling tank right between the 2 scouts over here. Arguably, maybe I should prioritize it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hurry the colony
Request
pod.
confirmation.
It's only going to use a tiny bit of our energy to do that. And now we can start moving our formers
Turn
around
complete.
and improving the terrain.
Production complete.
Now, the terrain can be improved in a few different ways. I've got Terraform here. You can build farms, mines, solar panels, and plant forests. Now, some of these can stack. The farm, you can have a farm and a mine, or a farm and a solar panel. Yes, you can. But certain tiles, so you can have more than one. So farm and solar panel is actually a very common combo. The exception is on rocky terrain, you can't build a farm. You can also have a road on most of these. Or you can have just a forest. I'm not sure if you can have a forest and a road, actually. And forests are quite good. Let's take a look at the city here. So this tile produces 1 nutrient and 1 mineral. Now, if I build a forest, no matter what, the tile always becomes 1 food, 2 minerals, 1 energy. Always, always. The farm, the amount of food that it puts out is based on the moisture level. So the fact that this is a moist tile, I believe, means the farm will give 2 bonus food. I may be wrong. Or it might just end up being worth 2. Maybe it's got a base of 1. What else we got here? Yeah, I think that's it. And then, but I can build a farm and a solar panel here, which would turn this into a 2 food, 1 mineral, 1 energy tile. If I'm off on this, we'll discover this pretty quickly. So on this particular tile, I can choose between a 2-1-1 and a 1-2-1 configuration. They're pretty much going to be even. I'm going to start with a forest though, because forests are pretty. Terraform. Forest. So the wetter the tile, the better a farm gets. The more elevated the tile, the better solar collectors get, because they can collect more energy. And the rockier the tile, the better a mine gets. So you can kind of work it this way. But on this one, we're going to go with a forest. I think the farm plus solar panel is equivalent to the forest, but I'm going to go there for extra production. Okay, we finished that colony pod, and I'm going to move it in this direction. But I'm going to make sure not to walk through the fungus with the colony pod by itself, because it could trigger a mind worm.
Turn
I'm going to have these scouts really escort here.
Indigenous life form.
Like that. Now, I'm going to attack the worms. You get a better chance of succeeding if you attack. Defending sucks against this, because it's psychological warfare. You want to be on the offensive. 12 to 7 should be an easy-ish win. Wow, we actually almost lost them, but pulled through in the end.
Turn complete.
I'm going to advance the healthy one. Ah, there's another one. Yes. These guys have a chance of always spawning in fungal terrain. There we go. So that's clear. So now I can step a second unit through here, and it won't prompt anything.
Terraform complete.
First terraform complete.
If you can discover a better way of life than office holding for your future rulers, a well-governed city becomes a possibility. For only in such a state will those rule who are truly rich, not in gold, but in the wealth that makes happiness, a good and wise life. Plato, The Republic, Data Links.
So this is the first quote we've had from someone outside of the faction leaders. It's actually someone historical. So we can now build recreation commons, which reduces the number of drones in the colony by 2. So as your colonies grow in size and as you get more of them, people get more unhappy. So that does that. But more importantly, it is the second technology we needed for Secrets of the Human Brain. So now we're going to switch back to focusing on Discover and hope that we get that, because it would be very good. I'm going to go ahead and walk these guys through as well. It looks like I'm gonna go over here and build a forest.
Turn complete.
We may indeed. And this is why I like to build forests early, because forests can expand on their own. Oh, there's more land over there. Interesting. I'm gonna leave them parked here because I want to keep this square safe for people to walk back and forth through. Okay, well, I guess we will be settling another city. I may as well make this one coastal as well, so I'm going to drop them, say, right here.
Turn complete. Production complete.
You go all the way back here to the monolith. No, walk through this tile. And we will build a city. The Relativity School. Where we teach about relatives. Alright, and again, we are going to replace you with a former first. Recycling tank. A defensive scout patrol, and we'll figure out where we want to go from there. In fact, let's spend some money and hurry up.
Request confirmation.
Yeah. Did you finish a former? Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, okay, finish the scout patrol. We don't like leaving the cities undefended, which is currently how things are over here. And you'll queue one up as well. Nope, not a colony pod. No! Scout Patrol! God damn it. What's going on? Delete. Delete. Alright. So, the former, I think we can work a tile, or improve a tile with nutrients, or minerals and things, and not destroy it. Crossing my fingers. And you are going to build a forest, and what's the hotkey for that? Shift F.
Turn complete.
That.
Production complete.
And you're still going to stay and guard that square. Production complete. We're going to go to this elevated hill here. So here we are on rolling arid land with a height of over 1,000 meters. I don't like to build the food and energy being mostly science, tends to be the way to succeed because then you get a great research base, especially when you're playing the university. I don't tend to build mines except on rocky terrain because then you can't have farms there. But this tile, because it's arid, is not going to be very good for a farm, so I'm going to go ahead and just place another forest.
Turn complete.
Okay, good. You go over there and heal. Now this is rolling and rainy and over 1,000 meters, so that's actually going to be a really, really good candidate for the solar collector farm. Farm, because it's rainy, is going to be amazing. Because it's higher up, the solar collector is going to be awesome. And we can shortcut it with this. Control-Shift-S builds a farm, a solar panel, and a road all at once. It's a feature I love, and they need to bring back to more Civ games. So you are going to just go back to the
Turn
city. That'll be
complete.
fine.
Production complete.
Good, and we've got a scout patrol here. In fact, you are going to start exploring.
Terraform complete. Terraform complete.
More complete terraforming, good. I'm going to go up to this time.
Turn complete.
There are only two
Yes!
ways in which we can account for a necessary agreement of experience with the concepts of its objects. Either experience makes these concepts possible, or these concepts make experience possible. Immanuel Kant, Critique of Pure Reason, Data Links.
Yeah, I really don't understand that quote. I feel stupid, but I really don't get it too much. So Secrets of the Human Brain doesn't give us too much by itself, although it does unlock Hypnotic Trance for units, which gives you a 50% defense against psionic combat. So they're really good at defending against mindworms and stuff. But the big deal is the first Civ to get this gets a free technology. And Force is a prerequisite for a lot of stuff. So you are going to get this at some point. So you may as well try to be first and get free tech out of it. Hooray! Your researchers have discovered the secrets of the human brain. The excitement of this discovery stimulates a burst of new research.
And I stood before him, and I sang unto her, and it appeared to listen. His very countenance rippled like the sea, and the sound of my own voice came back to me, distorted. For a moment, I thought she was mocking me, or it was non-sapient and mimicking me. Then I understood. The sounds were not important. It was how I affected his sounds and how she affected mine that transmitted the message. Prime function, Aki Zeta 5, 1 future.
Alright, so this quote may seem really strange to you for a few reasons, but this is one of the technologies that was added in the expansion. The expansion pack, in addition to having more factions similar to the ones we already have, had 2 alien races in it, and had a few alien-related technologies, such as this progenitor psych. So it's going to stand out as a little weird, and Prime Function Aki Zeta 5 is a sentient AI. That is one of the factions you can play in the expansion. Very cool, very fun. So this one will stand out as a little bit weird, but it gives us aqua farms, which kelp farms. This has to do with aquatic things. You can plant kelp farms, so this will generate extra nutrients. It's actually a very good technology to have. So we got it for free. I'm gonna just tell it to focus these 3. Basically, anything non-military is fine. It's gonna help us grow in some function. I've got nothing else I care to rush for at this time, so we will just take whatever text it feels like giving us. There we go. We've got a nice tile going on there. Look at this. It's a 1-4-1 tile. It is producing tons of gold. What did we build here? Oh, forest. Right, so I think the forest is giving us a 1-2-1, and then the nutrients, or the minerals, just give us a +2 or something. Also notice the monoliths give us 2-2-2. Monoliths are amazing tiles, and well worth colonizing near whenever possible. So let's just keep walking
Turn
around
complete.
here. This farmer is on a rolling and moist low altitude, so it's break even either way. We'll just keep planting forests in this area. They're cool. You are just going to hold position in that city. Rolling, moist, fairly elevated, so this is going to be a good one for the solar panel.
Turn
Because it should be
complete.
able to squeeze out an extra production. Why didn't we put here? Oh, because that one was arid. Right. Okay, this guy's fully repaired now. Excellent.
Turn complete.
It is every citizen's final duty to go into the tanks and to become one with all the people. Chairman Shen Jiyang. Ethics for tomorrow.
Yeah, so we just built our first recycling tank. Hey! The first base facility. Really, this is the first building anyone has built. Stunning. So we built our recycling tanks, and based on the quote, you might be able to understand exactly what we're recycling. That is to say, we're recycling people. At the end of your life, you go into the tanks, and then we use your genetic material for other stuff. Creepy? Yeah, a little bit, but, very ecologically sound, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna probably put out another scout patrol. I'd like to find some more places to colonize pretty quickly. And we're gonna send a guy. Oops, keep doing that. I'm gonna send you over this way. Oh, we've discovered a
Turn complete.
unique feature. Oh, this is the place where you are, the Isle of Deyanira. This is the island we're on. So we are on an island. Luckily, we've got a little spit of land. We might be able to connect to something. But it's a little disadvantageous because we won't get to expand quite as freely as we'd like. And it will prioritize... Actually, let's change our research here. I think we're going to want to prioritize exploration because we are going to need to find ways to get off this island. ASAP. Meanwhile, we're going to keep improving. You are going to hold position there. We don't want to leave our cities unguarded.
Turn complete.
The our island here.
Production complete.
And forest.
Turn complete.
Some vices miss what is right because they are deficient. Others because they are excessive in feelings or in actions. While virtue finds and chooses the mean. Aristotle. Nicomachean Ethics. Data links.
So, we have unlocked Children's Creche, which is, I don't know, I guess a nursery or something like that, but it increases the growth rate in your colony and the efficiency in the colony. Really, really good thing to build everywhere. It also reduces the base's vulnerability to enemy mind control. And normally it's supposed to give your units defending the city a bonus to morale, so they're more motivated to defend. But I did install, it's not really a mod, but there's a new help file that I dropped in that has notes like this, because it used to say that, but apparently it's bugged. So this is a fan-based mod to the help that helps note all that, because the game's quite old and it has been patched a few times, but apparently there's still a few glitches here and there. Still a very, very good item to build. It also unlocks Democratic as a social engineering choice for politics. Democratic will give us huge bonus to efficiency and to growth rate, but gives us a big penalty to support, which is the number of free units each base can support, which we'll talk about in a sec. Now, it's worth noting that if I went both democratic and planned, I could get a whopping 40% growth rate, which would be pretty significant. I'm going to wait a tiny bit still. I don't know. Frankly, I should probably take one up. No, what do I want? This. Let's support penalty. Well, let's see what that would affect us. Right now, we are getting +5 money per turn. In fact, can I adjust? How do I adjust that? No. No. How do I change the split between psych and... I'm confused. Because it's going 50% to bank and 50% to... What was here? Oh! There it is, the bottom of the screen. Yeah, so I can direct more energy towards my labs, which actually I would really, really like. There's a penalty for inefficiency. I think this is temporary. And then it'll correct itself. Let's try it. Let's put it a little bit more towards labs and see what happens. Okay, yeah, so we're still coming ahead in money. Where's the maps? Yeah. So I can afford a slight efficiency loss. It would, of course, hurt my research as well. I don't need the growth yet. You know what? I do need the research because I need to get off this stupid island. Never mind. Sorry for all that. But soon we'll take up an economic policy, even if it hurts our efficiency.
Turn complete.
Or, oh, that was the other thing. I want democratic. So, support. Where units supported? Okay. The city that builds the unit is then on the hook for supporting it. Normally, each city can support 2 units for free, but then every unit above that costs 1 energy. So you can see that here. 2 units are free. This energy here has a little black diamond or whatever showing that you are losing energy. If I cycle through the cities, so I've got 3. Two of the cities have 3 units each. One only has 1. It's kind of annoying. I do like that in more modern games, these sorts of, I don't know, upkeeps are globalized. It's not per city. You can change which city a unit is home based to spread that out. So if we went democratic, then we would be losing a lot of money from supporting the units. On the other hand, we'd have higher efficiency, so we would be making more money, which might work out about even. It's not like we actually have a military right now, so it'll probably be okay. Alright, let's go democratic. See what happens.
Production complete.
And what does it do? We're still at +5, so that's good. Probably about even for now. Alright, let's venture off the island. Keep exploring a little bit, but that's about it. You are... Oh, we're spamming out scout patrols? That's not what I wanted to do at all. Let's go to Children's Crash. What's everyone else building? A bunch more scout patrols? No. Children's Crash. Recycling tanks is good. And then you've got a scout patrol cube because you have no defensive units. Actually, don't worry about it because we've got some spare. So you are going to replace with the Children's Crash. Excellent. Well done. And you are going to go over here and defend these guys.
Turn complete. Terraform complete.
And you got nothing to do, really, so... I don't know, come over here, too.
Turn complete.
More terraforming done. Let's just keep at it. Pod.
Indigenous
Oh,
life
infested with life forms. Oh, and there's not even a continent over here. Damn it. Okay, you hold position there so that we're going to keep this tile clear. And, oh, we're actually going to use... Oh, we won! Oh, that was super close. We'll probably call it. It doesn't look like a great spot, but it's still worth putting things.
Indigenous life forms.
Yes, that. Yay. Alright, and oops. This tile can just be forested.
Turn complete. Production complete.
More forest, and you just will...
Turn complete. Drone riots.
Oh! Alright! So we're having drone riots in the university base, which is what happens when you have more drones than talents. As the university, we do get a drone for every 4 people, and it's size 4, so that's what happened. So, we have a few options, including having the rioters nerve stapled. I don't know what nerve stapling is exactly. It doesn't sound very good, and it does let you know that it's considered to be an atrocity. Now, the fact that we haven't met anyone else makes me wonder, am I going to be immune to them thinking it was an atrocity? I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to correct that by having one of our workers turned into a doctor, which stops them from actually working.
Request confirmation.
But it does improve the psych situation there. And didn't we have recreation commons? Yeah, let's build that. In fact, we should probably queue that everywhere. Oh, okay, that's fine. So this guy is creating enough happiness. Doesn't get rid of the drone, but it turns one of my normal workers into a talent, which offsets the drone. So now the drone riots are going to end. But I do still have the option of nerve stapling people, which gets rid of all the talents, but also all the drones. Everyone becomes a neutral person. Actually, fuck it. Excuse me. Let's just nerve staple people. Yep. Citizens of university base nerve stapled. No drone riots will occur there for 10 turns. Vulnerability to mind control halved. Other faction leaders have imposed 10 years of economic sanctions against us because of this atrocity. Yeah, that doesn't matter because we haven't met the other faction leaders, so I'm totally okay with that. Oh, I'm such a jerk. We do have more money. Can we spend anything real quick? Yeah, let's hurry it up here, and you can start on a recreation common, even if you're a little while away from
Request
completing that.
confirmation.
Alright, you hold there.
Turn complete.
Proper care and education for our children remains a cornerstone of our entire colonization effort. Children not only shape our future, they determine in many ways our present. Men and women work harder knowing their children are safe and close at hand. And never forget that, with children present, parents will defend their home to the death. Colonel Corazon Santiago, Planet, a survivalist's guide.
So, you do get these quotes every time you complete a building for the first time. They don't spam you with it every time. But
Production
I like them quite a
complete.
bit. Okay, production complete. Good.
Terraform complete.
Once a man has changed the relationship between himself and his environment, he cannot return to the blissful ignorance he left. Motion of necessity involves a change in perspective. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
So, Doctrine Mobility unlocks the command center, which gives all our units built in this area a morale upgrade, which is very nice. Also unlocks a new unit type, the Speeder, which has a movement rate of 2. And we can apply that to basically anything we wanted, which is very nice. But more importantly, it gets us closer to Doctrine Flexibility, which gives us boats. So we're going to keep going down the exploration branch. Yeah, we'll take a look at new units. Recon rover, yeah. Scout rover, awesome.
Terraform complete.
Terraform complete. Right.
Turn complete.
Good, and we'll improve over this way. Flat and rainy. I think I can go either way. Rainy I tend to like farms on, so let's go with the farm
Turn
solar.
complete.
Actually, let's take a look at that tile. 212. Yeah, okay. So that's good. How do I get that? Here we go. So the rolling and moist, it would normally be a 211 tile, but because the elevation was over 1,000 meters, it's a 212. For every 1,000 meters above sea level, you get +1 energy from solar panels. So there you are.
Turn complete. Terraform complete.
The entire character of a base and its inhabitants can be absorbed in a quick trip to the Rec Commons. The sweaty arenas of Fort Legion, the glittering gambling halls of Morgan Bank, the sunny lovers' trysts in Gaia's High Garden, or the somber reading rooms of UN headquarters. Even the feeding bay at the Hive gives stark insight into the sleeping demons of Yang's communal utopia. Commissioner Pravin Lal, A Social History of Planet.
That's me! Alright, so we could build a hologram theater. We could also just start on the virtual world project, which is give us a hologram theater everywhere, which is nice. The human genome product is nice. A lot of these all these guys are actually really, really wonderful. And the only question right now is, we want to go down that route. I could build more formers, although this particular base is already supporting 3 units, so that kind of hurts. Actually, I think the virtual world would be very nice to have. It is a big project.
Project
but I think it's worth
initiated.
doing. Forest
Turn
done.
complete. Terraform complete.
Hey, we're actually going to want a new colony thingy soon. I'll queue it up here. Colony pod. Colony thingy. I'm so brilliant. Okay, let's go right up
Turn
here.
complete.
Economic sanctions against us have been lifted. Hooray! We still haven't met anyone. So this tile is rocky and arid, which means I can actually build a farm, even though it says it's going to allow me. Let's see what happens if I ask it to.
Invalid terraform command.
Cannot be done. So we are going to go and build a, well, it's pretty much just going to be a mine plus a road. Can I go farm mine road?
Turn complete.
I guess so. Forest expansion.
Production complete.
Children's creche. Zoom. And actually, you build me a colony pod too, because we can jam.
Terraform complete.
He held his arm
Yes.
too stiffly, and so was thrown back repeatedly, until at last I seized his forearm and snapped it back against itself. His training suffered while the arm healed, of course, but I felt this was a lesson he must learn early, and well. Spartan Kell, honing the key.
Yeah, that's another great quote. They're all so good! Oh my god. Alright, so this opens up Pressure Dome, which acts as a recycling tank, but also allows a base to survive submersion. What could this mean? Well, now that we have this tech, we can build boats. We can also build sea colony pods, which allows us to build sea colonies. Yes, you can build colonies in the water. Also, there are a variety of things that could happen in this game that could potentially cause a land-based city to become underwater. So sometimes you will build these pressure domes as a preventative measure. Yeah, there's a lot of really fun stuff that can go on in this game. I don't generally build these too often, but it does mean you can colonize in the water, so that's good. It also gives us boats. Yes. They're called foils. I think they're like hovercrafts, I think, but they only go over water, not water and land. So transport, this is a troop transport. Laser skim ship, that's a gunship for us. Sea formers, yeah, so now we can plant our kelp farms. And the sea colony pod. All very, very good stuff. I'm going to change my research priorities. Going to take it off Explorer. We'll go back in this direction. Okay. And
Turn complete.
This virtual world, God, I should just explore the sea. But I really like that wonder. It's going to take forever to build, but it would be really, really nice to have. So, let's give it a try. Forest.
Turn complete.
And can we remove fungus? Yeah, it does list it as an option. Good. So we're going to try to do that right here. Hopefully we don't
Turn
trigger an enemy.
complete.
Good.
Enemy project initiated.
Chairman Yang of the Hive has authorized a secret project codenamed the Command Nexus. Well, it's always cool that they tell you this stuff, and it's a little weird that they tell you even though you can't actually converse with them, but what the hell. Rolling and moist. So we're ultimately going to want a farm solar road here.
Turn complete.
But first it's going to remove the fungus, which is going to be nice
Production
for all kinds of
complete.
reasons. Colony pod is done. Excellent. So you've got no buildings to rush. So I think what we want to do is, you know what we want? We want to go into the workshop. We're going to design our first unit. Go to an empty slot. So we're going to choose, foil. And we are going to give you... I actually don't want to give you anything. I guess the weapons one, because they're the cheapest. And I'm going to give you Hypnotic Trance, because... yeah, no armor, we can't give it a second ability. So it's going to be a Trance Gun Foil. It's a 1T4, so this is attack, defense, movement. And the T is there because it's trance. And we're going to build this, and we're going to send it out into the ocean. And the reason I give it trance is because it's going to run into a lot of mind-wormy type stuff out there, and this will help it survive. To explore some more. So, we're going to do that. It's red because it's a military unit. And we're going to start exploring the ocean, and then we're going to follow that up with some colony pods, probably. Okay, so we're going to send, right here, so it looks pretty good to me. And we're going to send kind of a long way. Because we don't want to trigger any mind worms.
Turn complete. Turn complete.
Through here. Actually, we could build 2 cities here. Okay, you build here. Zarya Sunrise. Sounds quite nice. Been on the planet for 50 years now. And... oh yes, because of our reduction support, we don't start with as many free resources in a city, but that's alright. We'll go ahead and build a new former here, and actually queue up recycling tanks, children's crash, recreation commons. That should be good to start.
Turn complete.
You are going to go into this
Turn
city.
complete.
And you are going to colonize right down here, actually.
Turn complete.
Observe the racerbeak as it tends so carefully to the fungal blooms. Just the right bit from the yellow, then a swatch from the pink. Follow the glow mites as they gather and organize the fallen spores. What higher order guides their work? Mark my words, someone or something is managing the ecology of this planet. Lady Deirdre Skye, planet dreams.
This may not seem relevant to you guys, but hearing this quote gives me chills. I get those nerd chills, you know. This is not an isolated flavor texty thing. This builds into something. You just wait. So this unlocks the biology lab, which gives us +2 labs return, so more research for free. That is awesome. Obviously, we're going to build those a lot. Any alien life forms you breed at this base gain +1 life cycle bonus. Oh, we'll get back to this in a little bit here. Plus some other crap, which doesn't matter. Empath Guild is a secret project. It gives us contact with all leaders, plus you get 50% more votes in elections. So really good political system in this. Unit advances. Mindworms. Yeah, we can now start to breed mindworms and use them as military if we wanted to do that. Also unlocks Empath Song, which gives us +50% attack against Psi. So we have one for defense and one for attack. And unlocks Green, which is a new economic policy. And we can now build roads and fungus squares. So yeah, new units. We've already got what? Go away. Go away. So green would give us a growth penalty, but a bonus to efficiency and a bonus to planet, which just makes it possible to capture alien life forms. Which, does that sound cool to you? I mean, I like the idea of capturing stuff. The growth penalty, I think, is actually going to be fine, frankly. It actually just brings us back to normal growth rate. But the thing is, we can't actually support very big cities right now anyway. We don't have a lot of happiness stuff, and there's actually a hard ceiling limit on your colony size. So I don't mind slowing that down in exchange for superb efficiency. We're going to have tons of money kicking around and lots of labs, so I'm actually going to send more money this way. Our net income is going to go down to -1. Maybe that's... okay, we'll leave it at this. It's not going to improve our breakthroughs that much anyway. So yeah, I'm fine with this. The planet bonus I don't care about so much, but the efficiency is pretty kick-ass for us. Interlude from the Book of Planet. This interlude is, I believe, as a result of the technology we just unlocked. So let's see what this is. Reporting, Provost. The young functionary stands stiffly at attention. Born in the early years of planetfall, she belongs to a generation which knows Earth only as a distant legend. Natalia. Natalia. I have a special assignment for you, you say, fixing her with an intense stare. I should do this with a Russian accent, but I can't do a Russian accent. These samples must be taken to Dr. Fedorov at Relativity School, which is one of our bases. See to it personally. You hand her a lead-lined security case. The cryopack inside contains the stuff of nightmares. Mind-worm specimens. Viable specimens. Captured and preserved at the cost of untold lives. Fedorov's team has studied the recent mind-worm upsurge and claims that the worm boils act as a sort of regulator for planet's ecology. Human settlement is disrupting the native ecosystem, and the mind-worms are swarming like a kind of ecological antibody. Fedorov has also reached an even more ominous conclusion. With modern biology lab facilities, mind-worms could be bred in captivity and used as horrifying weapons against other human factions. At once, Provost, Natalia says, stepping backwards into the access-way. Efficient, competent, and far better disciplined than the youths of the 21st century Earth you left behind, Natalia has grown up in a world fraught with very real dangers. Terrifying dangers once the exclusive province of the same manner of legends and tales to which Earth itself is now consigned. I love this game so much! How awesome is this stuff? This, like, a story actually builds as you play. And events that occur in the game will trigger different parts of the story. And I usually play as the university, but I believe this story is slightly different depending on what faction you play. So, awesome! Okay, and actually with that, I think we're going to bring our first episode to a close. It's been almost an hour, which I think is a perfect time. We've reached the first interlude. So I hope you're enjoying it as much as I do. I think it's a little weird. Excuse me. I got the hiccups all of a sudden. God. I think it's a little weird that we're stuck on an island, but we are about to escape. And then once we do, it is nice. I think our main bases here will be nicely protected. And we may be the first to take the seas. And so we may allow our brethren to claim the rest of the land while we build our utopias beneath the water. Much like that awesome city in BioShock. I mean, that place was totally utopia, wasn't it? And people were free to perform any kind of science experiments they really wanted. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, yeah. So, we'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.